New Year's Eve celebration in Nashville, Tennessee. Celebration, a 3-day event, a lifetime experience. Join your host, Legacy 5, as they sing out the old year and sing in the new year. Relax, unwind, and celebrate with friends of the faith in America's premier resort attraction, Gaylord Opryland Hotel and Resort. Come enjoy over 2 million Christmas lights, bigger-than-life nativity scenes, lush gardens, and winding rivers, all under one roof. Enjoy great gospel music by Legacy 5, Greater Vision, the Booth Brothers, Tim Lovelace, the Collingsworth Family, Triumphant Quartet, the Birchfield Brothers, the voices of Lee and Ken Davis, and others. You will also experience Opryland's award-winning breakfast included in your package. Tickets go on sale February 1st, 2014. Reservations can be made by calling 1-877-222-6779 or register online by going to legacy5.com and clicking on Special Events. Package prices start at $335 per person based on double occupancy and are all inclusive. Celebration, a 3-day event, a lifetime experience.
Hi there, and thank you for joining me for this episode of On the Couch with Fouch. Today, I have the baritone singer for Legacy 5, Mr. Scott Howard. Thank you for joining me today.
My pleasure.
I know that you were a little hesitant in the past to join the interview, to accept the invitation for an interview, but I appreciate you accepting.
Sure. Well, there's not a whole lot that I've got to say that I think people will be interested in, but we'll put it out there and see, I guess.
I will tell you, I had nearly 35 questions for you.
Oh, wow.
So you guys really came out and brought the questions, and so I had to filter through them, and some of them were the same.
Sure.
But I mean,
sure.
Nearly every one of them was different. So I mean, there was a lot of questions to choose from. So.
Well, I hope I can answer them.
Okay, well, let's get started.
All right.
Jason Powell wants to know, how did you get started in gospel music?
Okay, that's a good question. I really wasn't a singer growing up. I was kind of a band geek. So I guess I started playing, I was a trumpet player in band, started in the 4th grade, and all through my school, I played in the band. In my senior year of high school, I actually got, I was going to say recruited into the choir, but I was really blackmailed into the choir.
Wow.
Because I had cheated a little bit and had made arrangements on my schedule that I had 2 lunch hours back to back. And the choir director had found out about that, and somebody had told her that I could sing for whatever reason. So she approached me and asked me if I wanted to be part of the choir, and I said, no, I don't think I would. And she said, well, I see that you've got 2 lunch hours scheduled here.
Nice.
And I can either let the officials decide how to handle that, or you can come be in the choir during that 2nd hour. So I said, well, you know what, the choir may be more fun than getting sent home. So that's how I got into the choir. And I enjoyed doing it. I had a lot of my friends were singing in there. So that's how I got started singing. And then there were some guys in there that were into Southern gospel stuff, and they were wanting to start a little group. And so we kind of put us together, a little group there, my senior year of high school. So that was, I mean, I didn't know anything about it prior to that.
Right. So. And I didn't know most of that story. So very informative for me as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for the question, Jason.
Yeah.
Next question is from Judy Bickle.
Okay.
Were you brought up in church, and when did you first, and she wants to know when you first knew that you could sing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually brought up in church. My parents had us in church as far back as I can remember, so, and, we always sang at church.
Right.
I can remember being in the little choirs from back then it was called primary choir. That was the grade school stuff. So I always sang. I never did really consider myself a singer, but I had musical abilities, and I like to sing, but I just never had really done it on a, I guess, an organized fashion.
Right.
I'd always just, sing around at home.
Did you ever sing a solo at church?
Not until later on, not until I was grown, not until probably after I was in high school. I did then. Of course, once you get in the choir and start singing regularly, then they want you to sing sing special music, sing the solos and the cantatas and the sonatas or whatever.
You get in on everything.
Yeah, boy.
Well, thank you for the question, Judy. I hope that answers all.
That was Judy who?
Judy Bickle.
Judy Bickle.
Do you know Judy Bickle?
I don't.
Okay. Well, if any of these names sound familiar to you, just say, hey, I know that person.
Okay. Judy, if I do know you, I apologize. I would probably know your face if I know you.
Probably. I would say that's probably true. Christy Devine would like to know, if you could sing one hymn, what would it be?
Well, there again, that's being raised in church, you've sung all the hymns, and there's so many great ones. One of my favorite hymns that, I guess one reason that I would choose this is because you just don't ever hear it anymore. There's an old hymn called "When They Ring the Golden Bells." That's my daddy's favorite hymn. So maybe that swayed my vote a little bit. But I guess if I was going to pick one, that'd probably be the one. It's really good lyric to it. If you hadn't heard that, need to look it up and read the lyric to it.
When They Ring the Golden Bells.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think that I've.
There's a land beyond the river that they call the sweet forever. One by one we'll reach that land by faith's degree. It just kind of tells the story of, looking forward to going to heaven.
Cool.
So,
Sounds like a good one. I'll have to look it up myself.
yeah.
Daniel Mount has the next question. And Daniel, you have submitted questions for just about every interview, and they're always good questions. They're great questions. And I just want to say, Daniel, we are very sad that you're no longer doing the website. I personally miss going to the site and reading up on everything that's going on in gospel music. And I know others do as well, but thank you for the time that you did put in for the website, and it was great, and miss it, but we understand. So
He did that a long time.
he did I'm not for sure how many years, but several years.
Yep.
It was good. It was always positive. It was uplifting. So that was always something cool to read. But anyways, his question is, it seems that your features on Legacy 5 CDs have a certain stylistic consistency. How much of a decision do you have in picking your features?
Very little. Normally, honestly, I normally don't even know what songs are going to be on the record until we get ready to go in and sing them, and they say, Howard, you're singing this one. So
yours.
Yeah, and so that may be the deal. That may be, if they hear a song with that, whatever that certain characteristic is, maybe they,
He just thinks,
Steer
well, that
that
would
towards
fit
me.
Scott's voice really well.
yeah. So, yeah, I hope that's not
Which,
disappointing.
let me just say, well, I know you don't like it, but almost every weekend we get the request for the Willie Nelson song.
Oh, yeah.
I've not ever heard him do the Willie Nelson song. I've been here 2 years. When was the last, just for those who know about the Willie Nelson song, when was the last time you did that song live?
I know exactly when it was. Well, I know where it was. It was when we did a 2 or 3 day thing up in Canada in Banff.
Okay.
Were you there?
Nope.
Okay, you weren't there for that. So it's been obviously that long.
Longer than 2 years.
But yeah, I would say probably 3 years ago, and they just insisted that I do it.
Twisted his arm until he agreed.
And honestly, the song, now it's been so long since we recorded it, it's honestly keyed too high. I guess we just need to do a different
track.
for it, or do it live or something. Maybe we could bring a banjo in.
I'm looking forward to hearing it sometime. Someday, if y'all request it enough, someday hopefully he'll do it again.
Yeah. Honestly, that probably is the most requested song.
It definitely is one of them. I hear it every week. All right, here's some fun questions.
Okay.
Janice Heath wants to know, what is the coolest prank that anyone has ever pulled on you? And everyone knows you're a prankster. You tell a lot of jokes on stage, so she wants to know, has someone ever gotten you before? And if so, what was the best one?
Oh, well, you're right. I'm normally not the
Pranky.
I'm not the prankee. I'm normally the pranker. But I do remember getting got. This may not count as a prank, but years ago I was at home one day and it had sleeted. It was terrible weather. And the phone rang and I answered the phone and a guy said, "Hey, Scott." And I said, "Hey." And I didn't know who it was, didn't recognize the voice. And he said, "Man, are you busy today?" He said, "I am in the process of moving and I need somebody that's got a truck." And so I said, "Yeah, that's not a problem." So he said, "Now it's upstairs, this apartment upstairs." He said, "You probably don't even know where I live." And "No, I don't know where you live." Of course, I still didn't know even who he was. So he told me where he lived. And I said, "Well, yeah, I'll be over there in just a few minutes." So we went on talking, and Kelly's in the room. Kelly's asked me, "Who are you talking to?" I'm like, so we went on talking, and the guy asked me, he said, "Are you still working for whoever?" And I said, "No, I don't." So he said, "Well, now, is this Scott Howard?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "And you never worked for..."
Oh my goodness.
So he had looked my number up and called me, and the guy said, "Man, you didn't even know who I was, and you was gonna come move my furniture."
Sure was.
I said, "Well, yeah, I guess I was." So
Nice.
Kelly told me, she said, "From now on, you find out who somebody is before you tell them you'll do something."
That's good.
So I've learned that's a good thing, and I mean, this is good for people to know. If you come up and say something to me like, "You don't know who I am, do you?" I'll say, "No, I'm sorry, I don't know you, but help me,"
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I try to find out who I'm talking to now before I volunteer for
Well, hey,
work.
any of you who want to just call Scott and ask for a random act of kindness,
Look it up in the book.
just call him up. He don't care to help you out. Next question. Deidre Mooneyham. Has anyone ever been left by the bus?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Me.
Matt has.
Within the first year I was here, I got left at a church in Canada.
Yeah, I left you.
You sure did.
I was driving.
He was driving us away from the church, left me at the church.
We don't really have there should be some sort of signal or something that we have in place. It used to be on the cathedral bus, when you stopped at the truck stop, you put the atlas in the driver's seat, and the last person on moved the atlas out of the seat, and that lets you know that everybody's there. So, and if you pulled up and nobody else was getting off, you put it in the seat to let somebody know. So that was kind of their thing. So I guess we need to come up with something, because
Maybe we do.
it's hard.
Maybe I should come up with something since I'm the last one that got left.
It's hard to know.
Donna Wines wants to know, what is your favorite brand of toilet paper to use for the redneck snowblower?
Well, she must be a little bit techie.
Well, I don't know, but she wants to know what the best brand to use, or your favorite.
I'll tell you. There's two criteria there. Number one, it has to be single ply, because if you get double ply, you only have half the length there. So you want to have plenty of length. Walmart carries their brand. Usually 1,000 squares is the biggest roll you can buy, but Walmart has a 1,200 square roll that you can buy. To my knowledge, that's the longest roll out there, is a 1,200 square.
Single ply.
Single ply. So if there's a good little sponsorship there, if somebody would like to donate some snow material.
If you're going to see us in the next few months, bring us the Walmart brand, single ply, 1,200
square roll.
1,200 square. Why did I even? This is horrible.
Hey.
And I'm actively involved in that, so what fun. for
Sorry,
that.
I keep looking away because
There's people walking in and out. You know, that's just part of the atmosphere for the video series. there.
ambiance. Hey, folks.
All right, Joe Brinkley wants to know, what's your funniest Legacy 5 memory?
Oh, wow. Probably most everybody has heard about the chocolate sheet cake incident.
Yes.
That's probably the blue ribbon holder there. Now, there's been a lot of them through the years. You know, we've had everything from, I caught an armadillo one night, put it in the put it in the restroom on the bus, and that was funny.
Armadillo on the bus.
Yeah, did that one night, and then, of course, we've had there's always a lot of funny things that happen with you guys that y'all say and do funny things that crack us up. But yeah, I'd say if I had to pick the one,
It's the chocolate sheet cake.
yeah, the old sheet cake.
That's
at
the
truck
best one.
stop.
And if you haven't heard the story, comment in the comments either here on Facebook or on YouTube, and I'll get a video of him telling the story. But I
Yeah.
think,
There's a video, we've got it on some video.
I think everyone has heard that at some point.
Probably so.
You know what? It's time for the Fouch Zone.
Oh,
Here are the questions. You have a certain unspecified amount of time to answer the question. If you do not get the answer in that specified amount of time, then you will, well, you'll lose. But we'll go to the next question.
All right.
All right, what is hymn number 246 in the hymnal? Time. If you could pick one sonata to sing, what would it be? Time. What do you call a Cajun that lives in Tennessee? Time. And favorite episode of Duck Dynasty is?
Oh,
Time. Hey, thanks so much for joining us for On the Couch with Fouch. You want to go ahead and try to answer a couple of those?
Sure.
All right. What do you call a Cajun that lives in Tennessee?
Well, he would be out of place.
Out of place. That's a good one. Your favorite episode of Duck Dynasty?
It's the frog hunting, where they went frog hunting on the golf course.
Okay. I've not seen that one.
That's
Sounds
good.
pretty funny. And if you could pick one sonata to sing, what would it be?
Well, I guess it'd be the only one I know. Old movement number 2.
But it doesn't have any lyrics, so you really can't sing it.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's true now.
We learn that every night.
Yeah.
And the first question was, what is hymn number 246 in the hymnal?
I have no clue, just as I am.
And I don't have
No,
any
that's
clue.
232, I think.
I don't have any idea. I just picked a random number. So for those of you who have the hymnal, a hymnal, any hymnal,
Yeah.
what's number 246 in the hymnal?
246.
Just write it in the comments. We appreciate it. Hey, thank you so much for joining me for this month's On the Couch with Fouch. Scott,
Thank you, brother.
thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to travel with you. And
too.
you have plenty of stories. We love to hear them, and appreciate you doing the interview.
Glad to do it. It was fun.
Good. Glad you enjoyed it. I enjoyed myself. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Check us out at legacy5.com. Check out all the interviews, the podcast, video blogs at mattfouch.com, and keep in touch with what's going on. Thanks, guys, so much, and we'll see you next time.
See you soon.
All right, we just happen to have a hymnal here. So, Scott, what's the hymnal?
Oh, number
there?
246 is that old-time favorite written by Charlie D. Tillman, My Mother's Bible.
Wow. Which side is it?
I don't really remember that one, but I'm sure it's a good one.
Can't even see it. It won't focus.
Blessed book, precious book, on that dear old tear-stained leaves I love to look. Thou art sweet every day.
Sound like a good one. All right.
My Mother's Bible.